vibes flow. It's Gorilla Cigar Lounge, the place to go. Politics, nerds, and the good old days. Grab your drink, join the talk, let's set it ablaze. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. So spark up that stove, let's start the show. At Gorilla Cigar Lounge, let the conversation flow.
And hello, everyone, to a special Cigar Lounge where tonight we are honoring one of Mikey's friends and subscribers, Patrick, whose father passed away there. So Mikey's going to take the lead of the show tonight. How are you doing, Mikey?
Hanging in there, Gorilla. After the last 48 hours, it's been real difficult, not only for Larry, obviously, because we all know what he's going through right now, but Patrick, who is also going through some other personal problems that I don't want to go really into because it's kind of private. But just to let everybody here know in the show, this is really nice, Gorilla, to dedicate his cigar stream to this special memorial today for Pops, who passed away. According to Larry, he was 91. I had misinterpreted. I thought he was older than that, but anyway, so he passed at the age of 91. He passed away in his sleep very comfortably, very pain-free, according to what Patrick said in his hospital room. And my brother Philip, who is 2 years younger than me, has known Patrick since grade school and high school and college. And he is a member of our extended family, the Fourniers and so forth. So he is family. And when he lost his dad, the first person that talked to him was my brother. So I thought that's fantastic. See, like Larry and I, we've known each other for a very long time, as you all know. And Patrick and Philip have known each other for just about as long. Patrick just sent me a message. Hold on. Bad timing, friend. Oh, I'm sorry. Over there now going through his personal stuff. Okay. All right. Well, it's okay. I just gave him a thumbs up. I left it for him if he wants to come up. Right now, he did say it was bad timing, and he told me that he and his brother, his still living brother, thank God, are going through his stuff right now, going through Pop's stuff. So if he does decide to come up tonight, that'd be fine. If he doesn't, that's fine too. I hope that Larry comes up too, because the link is in the chat. If anybody
send Larry a message for
me.
Yeah, send Larry a message for me. And
yeah,
PvP, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those weird days that started off really, really well and kind of went sideways as the day went on. But I mean, it was overall a pretty good day, so I can't really complain. I mean, I got my problems just like everybody else, but mine are minor compared to some folks, I suppose. So,
yeah. Hey, is this the same Pops that's been going around the That's been on a few YouTube channels that I know.
No. This is a different type of Pops. We had him when I first got this brand new computer, Gorilla. We had him on a couple of our streams, and PvP knew him. I mean, he saw him, and when I first introduced Patrick to the community, and he was the old man who was sitting in the chair there, and still watching TV and doing all sorts of stuff.
That's a long time ago, though.
Yeah, we used to have a Pops coming around the channels. Come to think about it, I haven't seen him in a while. But let's go ahead and say hello to everybody in the chat here. And Mike says, hello, Gorilla. Thank you so much for doing the special Cigar Lounge stream. That's no problem. I can do these and that. And hey, Sci-Fi Sedan, how's it going? LEG Gorilla TM now. Yeah, we got that all taken care of. And he's telling me to hurry up, blah, blah, blah. And hello, Dan. Be careful, my friend. Yeah, that's one of those that just stuff going on background there. We're gonna get this all on there tomorrow. I put the link to there's a special 24/7 live stream going for Bird of Prey 5 of all of his bed lives, even ones that weren't seen. There, people's stuff got flooded with Bird of Prey 5, but all that was doing was unlisting the stuff set to private he made public, and apparently that triggered all the streams to get flooded into people's things as an unintended side effect there, which once LDG explained it to me, I was like, okay, because I was even wondering what the hell was going on with all these streams there, and once he explained it to me, there is just unexcited. Like,
yeah.
And hey, Scurvy and Mikey Etel.
That's all. That's all. Which basically means just everybody else is all fruitcakes. Basically in French. French word. That's all.
Oh. Damn French. But hello.
Well, hey, I'm French. You can't hate me. Come on. You can't hate me. Yeah, Leonard says, I think I remember him on the stream. Yeah, Lemon. In fact, you were there a few times to supervise our chat at the Mikeys Who's For channel when we had Patrick come up and join us with his dad. So, Patrick is a good friend of my brother, Phil. They've known each other for a very long time, just like Larry and I have known. Yeah. And Patrick was there for my brother's first wedding. And I think he was, no, he wasn't there for the second one, but he was there for his first wedding, which didn't quite work out. And then he knew about his second marriage and so on. So, yeah. And
I want to say welcome to Jim's Landscaping LLC, #1 Commodore Productions. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Jim.
And we covered these two chats. Hey, Suzanne, how's it going?
Hey there, Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne XD. Yeah. Welcome.
All right, but and Scrooge here says my condolences. All right, you take the lead there, Mikey.
Okay. Well, there really isn't much to say. Patrick and I and my brother and Larry and a friend of ours, James, we formed what we called our gang. It was our gang back in the day. And we did a lot of things together. And one of the most understanding parents, including my parents, of course, but one of the most understanding people was Patrick's dad. And Patrick's dad, Pops, we called him, but his real name was Buck, his first name. Patrick was he really loved his parents. And when he lost his mom, that was difficult. But somehow his dad got him through it, which is amazing. And all the time that Patrick went through school with my brother, Phil, Pops was always there to support and always to help. And, when Pops wasn't doing so well, and Patrick, at the time, he was living with his wife, Amber, in Tolleson, Arizona, they decided they wanted to take Pops with them. So when they moved to Washington State, and I won't say where because it's still kind of a private thing, but somewhere in Washington State where Charlotte lives and everybody else, including Resolute Germ. They went to a part of the state where they wanted to build a brand new house, and they did. It took them about a year, almost a year to build, but it was a beautiful place, and they lived there for about a year and a half. And during that time, I guess Pops was okay at one point, but then he started going through some rough times. And about a week before he died, he had a stroke, a major stroke. So, yeah, it was. It's been devastating because Patrick not only is without his folks, but he's also without one of his brothers. He lost one of his brothers down there in Arizona went through part of his life. I hope Larry comes up because Larry knows a little bit more. He used to hang out more with Phil and them because they were Larry was a year behind me in school wise, and so was James, our friend James. And then Phil and Patrick were 2 years behind us school wise. But yeah, Pops was one of those really good people. Very understanding, very loving, funny as hell guy. This guy loved his pancakes every morning, like clockwork. Patrick would take him down to the local place, so they had a diner there for a while, and he would take him down and have his pancakes. He would have his eggs. He'd have his, whatever breakfast he preferred, but it was mostly pancakes. That was his thing. Yeah, so I mean, this is wonderful. I'm glad we're having a memorial stream for Pops, and well, it's ironic. I mean, this guy who's named Pops for short, we lost pop culture curator last year. We lost, Cardinal Sin. We lost Clobby. We lost all these people, but I just found it ironic, like I said, that we lost pop culture curator, and now we've lost another Pops, basically within the same vein. It's weird. The whole thing is weird.
Well, I think that pop can be referred to as two different contexts because one was your pop culture, like all your movies and stuff. One's like a familial name,
right?
Kind of like Pa or Dad or Daddy or Papa.
Well, it's a parental name, right? Pop.
Yeah.
Like dad, like dad,
Yeah. I just, like I said, I've never, unless I've lived in a cave, I've never heard of a father like Patrick's dad was that he called Pops. That was the first time I really heard it, unless that was something way, way back in the memory banks.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it before, but I've also heard it more of not necessarily a derogatory name, but more of like kind of degrading name. Like when you get like the hooligan going, "Hey, Pops," kind of like in Secondhand Lions.
I think it probably depends on the tone of voice you use when you say it, though.
Yeah,
like a lot of things, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you say it sarcastically, then of course it's a put down. But if you say it affectionately, then it's a compliment.
Yeah, maybe that's the word I was looking for when I was in there. But I've heard it a lot in like movies there. But I know my dad refers to my grandpa as Pa.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, and then there's of course father and dad. And,
well, father's the more formal one. Like he's my father.
Well, yeah, that's kind of if you're talking about him in the third person, right? You don't go up to him and say, "Hi, father." That would be kind of weird, right?
Well, you guys remember that song "Hella Mudda, Hella Fudda"?
Oh, yeah, that was what 60s novelty tune.
Yeah. From the Dr. Demento show. What was
I'm trying to think of the original artist though, because that was, I think, a 60s song. Because I remember hearing that on the radio when I was a kid.
Yeah. You know what?
I know
look it up.
I remember how I went though. Hello, mother. Hello, father.
Yeah. Hello, mother. Right? Hello, father. Yeah.
Mine's more of my own grandpa.
I don't remember.
Yeah, there it is.
You don't know Ray Stevens' I'm My Own Grandpa?
I've heard The Streak, and that's probably about the only Ray Stevens I'm familiar with, actually, girl.
No, it's My Own Grandpa. It's very, very hard to follow the family tree.
Yeah, so it's called Hello Mata, Hello Fata, and it's by Alan Sherman. And it's called the Camp Granada song in brackets. So yeah. He talks about Camp Granada.
What year was it, Mikey? I remember it, 60s.
Let me take a look. Okay. It says, let's see here, 1963.
Yeah, I wasn't too far off then.
Yeah. So that song is 62 years old. Oh shit.
Well, I told you, I remember hearing it when I was like a little kid, and that's a while ago, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some they actually have 3 versions of the song on YouTube, and they have the original where he sang it live is on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny as hell though. It's a great song.
Well, it's basically a comedy song, isn't it? It made to make you laugh kind of thing.
Yeah. And Suzanne, my wife, sent a special song to Patrick that she found, and the one I sent him was "Funeral for a Friend." Love Lies Bleeding. That's the one by Sir Elton John, which is a great song, and it really does tell like a lot about how he misses his friend Bernie Taupin. And and I thought, Patrick loved his pops just as much, if not more, and so I figured I'd send that song too. He accepted both. He thought they were good songs.
Weren't Elton and Bernie writing together on that album though? Like,
well, I think so. It could have been.
I think they wrote on the follow up, like Rock of the Westies, and there was a couple. I think Bernie was with him for a long time, so I don't think it's about losing him.
I don't know, maybe not losing him, maybe losing another dear friend.
I think it's about, just Funeral for a Friend. I think it's generic, right?
Yes, it's called Funeral for a Friend. Yes.
That's why so many people like that song, because it could apply to everybody, basically,
Of course. Yeah, it's a generic song, but I mean...
But it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think Elton's best album. I love Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, of course.
It's a masterpiece.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Every song on there a hit practically.
Every song from beginning to end is fabulous. Yeah.
I agree. Best album he ever created.
And it's a double record set, like a 2-album set, right? So
yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, and then you love the coloring and the photography. Well, not photography, the coloring, the portrait, which is on the front of it, where he's Yellow Brick Road.
It's a Yellow Brick Wizard of Oz reference, right?
Yeah,
because he's basically stepping into the wall and going to like the Land of Oz or something like that. Yeah. But it's all drawings, right? It's not really photos.
It's it's all portrait drawings. It's everything that's on the album. So it's not like it's live.
The thing I love, when I used to own that vinyl years ago, it was like a gatefold, but like a double gatefold. It would open into 3, and every song had a drawing. Every single song had a drawing specifically about what the song was about, right? Which I thought was a really cool idea, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope we're not
it's topic like you said, it's yeah. Well, we're just trying to remain a little cheerful. Because Pops would want it. Pops was one of those guys that would love for us, just like pop culture too was, and some of our other friends that we lost, unfortunately. They would want us to celebrate the time that we had with them and not be so down and not be so depressed. And
well, that's the best thing you can do, is make the best of it, right? Because it happens to everybody. All of us are going to be there one day. But to be depressed doesn't help. So
yeah. And Suzanne, that is fantastic news. She says, I finally have some great news, fellas. Seems as of tomorrow, my bank account will be very flush. No more money worries. That's good.
Well, good for you, Suzanne. I'm very happy for you.
Yes, we're
Nice.
very happy for you, Suzanne.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wonder if she chased down the people that took those ballots yesterday.
Maybe she
I wonder if she
blackmailed. Maybe
came
she
after
bla-
them with a shotgun or something. I
she
don't know.
she blackmailed the local weasels, and they sent her a big
Yeah.
payment.
No, she's evading the tariffs there by smuggling stuff across the border.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that's it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm just joking, Suzanne. There.
yeah.
I'm just
We're kidding.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
Hmm.
you know how this is weird. You know how things end in threes. Well, things ended in threes. Yeah. Uh, yeah. That was tough. I mean, the one. It really is tough because I mean, the one week we lose Pope Francis, and then the following weekend we lose Pops. It's been tough for all of us, and Patrick is a very God fearing person. He really
But
is.
how's that
So,
threes work? Do you actually have to know the person or know of the person? How's that threes work? Because millions of people die a year. There's
yeah, well, of
so how's
course.
that threes work?
Well, thousands of people die every day. I mean, around
Yeah,
the world.
Yeah.
of course, of course.
Well, I
It's just that
I always thought threes meant it had to be three well-known people, whether it's
or
movies or
minor
celebrities,
celebrities, right? Minor celebrities.
sports stars,
Yeah,
entertainers,
musicians.
politicians, musicians, etc.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we see a lot of it lately. So,
Well, politicians, can we start getting around the threes going?
Well,
Just kidding.
I
I'm
know
just kidding.
one I'd like.
Oh,
I know one.
really?
I know one I'd like to see join the threes would be our newly elected prime minister as soon as possible.
All right, but let's get away from politics.
Yeah, I know.
That's our one political thing for the day.
I'm still stinging from last night, so I need a good laugh. Is just what I'm saying, right?
Right.
So, all right, Mikey. So get us back on. We got one more chat
Okay,
here.
so
we have been struggling for a few. I want to read this real quick, then we'll go. We've been struggling for a few years now, but finally I can breathe without worrying. That's great. I'm glad you got the relief you need.
Oh, thank God.
We all need that reprieve.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm glad of someone who deserves it too.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing worse. Well, I guess being not well is worse, but other than being not well is not having enough finances to feel secure, right? Like I've been there, many times when, like you get down at the end of the month and you've got enough to pay the rent, but it's like barely, I've been there too many times in the past, but I'm not anymore. I since I got my pension now, I'm pretty good. So, but yeah, so I totally get what Suzanne is saying. It's very it takes a huge weight off your shoulders is what I'm trying to say.
Sure. Well, there was did you guys know about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? They already announced the inductees that are going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And one of the singers that Pops was familiar with was Chubby Checker. He finally got in posthumously.
Wow.
So, yeah. Chubby Checker.
I'm never going to get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, as it's often referred to, the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, because it's about politics. It's not about the music. I mean, if you're putting rap stars and country singers in there, just call it the Hall of Music.
Well, this time it wasn't.
Because country and rap is not rock and roll. Let's face it, guys.
Well, it depends on how you do it, because they do got Southern rock, which is like country rock and roll. There, and they got rock country and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
I would think a band like Lynyrd Skynyrd, though, is more rock than country. They got country influence, like the Allman Brothers. They got country influence, the Southern rock stuff, but it's still basically really good rock and roll at its core, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's a Southern rock genre. Well, you had bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd, Marshall Tucker Band, right? You know, you had
What's the guy that did The Devil Went Down to Georgia? What was that guy?
Oh,
played
that
the
would
fiddle?
be Charlie. Charlie.
Charlie. No. Yeah, that was Charlie
Charlie-
Daniels Band. Yeah, Charlie Daniels.
Band.
Yeah, so that's Southern rock once again. I would assume,
Sure.
right? Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, I mean, bands like that were together. Well, you you guys should see this list. I mean, it's really unorthodox, but you'll be happy to know there really isn't a rapper group in there, unless you call Outkast. You know, Outkast is one of those bands that made it. You know, they were the ones that go, "Hey, oh." You guys remember that song? Yes, that was Outkast. They got in,
and that they got in for songs like that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I don't know. One of the most known 50 songs for country was "My Baby Does the Hanky Panky."
Yeah.
Baby. And that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that's said. That line is repeated 54 times, and that's the only line in the whole dang song.
I'm glad you listened to it enough times to count all those times it was said there, girl. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's pretty
Really
cool.
When it's played all the time at the damn city concerts and stuff like that, you might as well.
Well, the thing is, there could be repetitive songs that are kind of fun to listen to. They might be goofy, but they still have a nice melody that kind of keeps you in there. And then there's repetitive songs that are just really annoying. You know, at least that's the way I've always found it.
Well, there is. Well, here's something interesting.
It's like that mbop bop mbop. Remember that song? Those
the mbop with Hanson.
Kids?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
I remember that. That gave me some chills.
Yeah.
Not in a good way. No, there's a couple. You know what? I love stats. I love math and stats when it comes to music. Like, for example, in Hey Jude, the Beatles sing about Hey Jude at the end, that whole thing that Paul McCartney does 18 times, where he says, Hey Jude.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
is that
the whole thing.
Is that like Jude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that. Like,
that was my kid's calming song when he was just a wee little baby.
Yeah, and then
nice.
there's that Inagata Vita, which is 17 minutes and 5 seconds long. It's supposed to be one of the longest songs ever created by man, and it was because he was in a drunken stupor, you know, from Iron Butterfly, and walked in there, and did all this stuff. So weird.
Well, you know, it's a reference to In the Garden of Eden, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do know that, but I was just like, it just sounds so weird because he's drunk and stoned at the same time.
It
with
is
his band and playing for 17 minutes, going like this.
Well, it's a song I rarely listen to, like because
no, I have to be in a really solemn mood.
I'd have to probably be really drunk or something, quite honestly, to listen to that song. You know.
Well, and then there's those same chords again. Going back to the Beatles for a moment, there's those same chords in the movie where She's So Heavy. That song. And you know how it goes down,
heavy. Yeah,
No. There's the notes that go dun 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 dun.
Oh, really?
Dun 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 dun. They do that 18 times.
Oh, interesting.
And they end it. So I was like,
there's a band who has a comedy skit, and it's like 13 minutes long, and it's like they talk about a lot of songs in the same 4 chords. They'll start singing it. They'll play the 4 chords. Then they'll change it slightly up and start singing a different song. I can't remember it.
Is it Spinal Tap or something, Gorilla?
Was it Spinal Tap?
I can't remember who the group was, but they're on the stage and they're talking about how all these major hits have the same 4 chords and all that. I think one was like Hey There Delilah, like stuff like that. They'd be playing it on the piano, the same 4 chords.
Wow.
Well, you know, there's a lot of truth in that, though, because there's only so many chords, right? And it's how you put them together that makes the difference, whether it's crap or if it's great, right? So.
Yeah, but a lot of these producers that have found that if you play these 4 chords, that it tends to be more popular. Some kind of like there's some kind of science behind it. I can't remember what the size
There-
was.
Well, I'm not a musicologist, but I know there's like major chords and minor chords, and you know, there's sharps and there's flats and all that kind of technical stuff, right? So that
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
makes a difference too if you understand that
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, what it is now is that this is from what I recall, there was 2 producers who came up with this experiment. They used the same 5 notes for like every song. This was part of the auto tuning, which came into effect.
Oh no!
And if you listen to every song today, and I swear to God, this is true. If you listen to every song today, it used the same exact 5 notes throughout the entire song.
Hey,
I hate
I
auto
can-
tune.
To make it
I can tell you that's slightly wrong here because Top and Dial doesn't do that.
yeah, well,
Seriously, I think auto tune is probably the worst thing that ever happened to music. I really
I think
do.
so too. Initially, when you heard Cher do it in her Believe song, that was really the first time you ever heard any sort of auto tuning for her voice, because she really could not hit those notes even then in 1998 when it happened.
Yeah, see that's the thing. I'm of the mind if you never could sing or you no longer can sing, maybe
Right.
you shouldn't sing. That's my
Maybe
theory,
not,
right?
but
You
I
know,
mean,
I'm
there's
just saying.
So
Yeah.
PvP, I can't make songs anymore.
hey, Gorilla can still make songs.
No, that's got nothing to do with it. That's got nothing to do with what I'm saying. You're not singing on the song, so this
That's
doesn't
right.
apply.
No, but he is writing the lyrics, right?
Yeah,
You're
but he's
putting
got
lyrics-
the AI machine doing the singing for him, so
Sure,
that's fine. I
sure.
don't mind.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the AI to my ear sounds great compared to that auto-tune stuff.
Right.
Really?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
like Gorilla songs are
Yeah.
good. I like Gorilla songs, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hello, Matt Arnold. Hello,
Hey, Matt
hello.
Arnold, how's it going?
Hey, Matt.
How's it going? Suzanne, to Lemon.
Hey, I don't think I
Drew's
said
giving
hi
me
to
a thumbs
Lemon.
up.
Speaking of really good writers of songs,
Mhm.
Larry, himself is a musician, and he's written a lot of his own stuff. And I'm blessed that I know him. I know this one lady who used to live in Washington State and spoke in Seattle. Her name is Jennifer Newberry, and then she got married, moved to the Carolinas. She's in South Carolina right now, and she writes Christian style music herself. And I was blessed to sing on one of her songs as a background voice.
Nice.
We did this through YouTube. It was all a collab and everything, so it was really awesome. And there is Tyler Booth, who's a country musician, friend of Larry's, and he is an old style. He comes from like the Waylon Jennings, Charlie Rich, all of those older style artists, and he he writes a lot of songs which kind of pertain to that style. No auto tuning, nothing of the sort. He has his own voice and he sings. He has his band. Tyler Booth. He could be the very next country music star without using rappers and all other sorts of.
He's like classic country. Then is what you're saying.
He is classic country, and
Yeah.
I love his stuff. I mean, he's got some great music. And and there's one last person I'll talk about. Her name's Anne Marie Paserno. She's a good friend of mine. I knew her since grade school, and we graduated from high school together, same class.
Okay.
And she does what we call Americana, so genre of music. So it's kind of a mixture of like she could do pop, she could do rock, she could do bluegrass, she can do all of this stuff. And she has a really good guy that is her producer named Bob Gilpin. And if you ever check out Anne Marie Paserno's website on YouTube, you should be able to find it with no problem.
Okay.
And she's got some good songs there. She did a great Christmas album, Anne Marie Paserno. Yeah, Picerno. Yeah.
Hey,
So
if she has a website, you should post it in the chat or something, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, I could find it. Yeah, give me a minute.
You know, one guy that I kind of think he's not new country, but he's he's modern, right? He's not like an old guy or something like we're talking about Charlie Rich or whatever.
Right.
One guy I really like his music is Dwight Yoakam. I mean, you probably heard some of his stuff, right?
On the
Yeah.
streets of Bakersfield.
Well, my favorite Dwight song is "Million Miles from Nowhere." I love that song. That's such a good song. And by the way, that's the end credit song in a movie called Red Rock West with what was the guy that was in Leaving Las Vegas that won the Academy Award? You know who I'm talking about. Nicolas Cage. That's the guy.
Nicolas Cage.
We should
Okay.
watch. We should do a watch party of Red Rock West one day, Gorilla, because it's awesomely good.
Well, we'll see how well my new computer hold up to Cosby there. It should be a lot better than this old piece of shit.
I'm still thinking I got to take this computer in because it's been behaving itself pretty good this week, but it has been making a racket occasionally. So I know I still have to get it looked at eventually.
Well, PvP, the longer that you hold off, the more damage you could potentially do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I put Anne Marie Paserno's in the private chat. I put her link to her direct website, and it's also there in the chat here. Check it out. She's a Grammy. She's also a Grammy winner for Americana. So
Yeah.
Good friend.
Hey Matt, how are you doing tonight?
How you doing, Mr. Matt?
I'm hanging in there. Just taking one day at a time.
Yeah. Hey, how come we sent all your damn tornadoes up here here yesterday? You're supposed to keep them down there in Alabama.
Damn it. I told you they could put things a different way.
Hey, well, what about you, Gorilla? You sent me hailstorms and rain and stuff, and your stuff hit us just tonight. Still hitting us. Still blowing wind and all this. You sent it that way to us. Come on.
All those storms that y'all come up there, it actually came from out west.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oh, Mount West.
We came up
that
from
means
Oklahoma.
We played PvP again.
Yeah. All that stuff came from that way and coming this way.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So,
how come is it that we get all the terrible weather, and the worst the PvP has to worry about is just like maybe a little bit slightly cold?
I was just going to bitch and moan about you. None of you guys ever send me some really bad weather. I'm feeling left out now.
We never do that. We wouldn't do that to you.
Well, it's actually called science, Mikey. It's the geography of the United States.
By the way, I do have to believe there are mysterious forces at work in the universe, because guess what my computer just started doing a minute ago?
What's that?
Hey, Jim.
Making a horrible racket.
A horrible noise again?
About 30 seconds after I mentioned it. Yeah. Isn't that lovely?
No.
I want to say hello to Suzanne, Lemon Pie, and Jim Landscape.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Skipper here says, now those Alabama tornadoes, they don't take kindly to you Minnesota hippie types.
I just got a report that the automatic weather control device is down, so I feel sorry for y'all.
Yeah, we'll just play life with Matthew, especially since he's been streaming over the cigar lounges. Which I wonder if he's actually streaming. I could give us shit in this.
And he also Lemon says if it's your fan PvP, that's no mystery. Okay.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm thinking, Gorilla. You're not doing it. You're not doing Walton's on Friday at all, right?
No, he's not at all.
No, because I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be 170 miles to the northeast.
Okay, and you're going to be doing Terminator 4 on Sunday, which I really don't give a rat's ass about, to be honest. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking I might take my computer in Friday morning because I don't work that day, and then they can tinker with it. And it might be a while before I get it back, but I'm thinking I might just buy myself because I got a little bit of money tucked away in the bank. I might just get myself a laptop or something to get through it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to log in to my password on YouTube here because that's probably going to be a pain in the butt. But at least I should be able to log in enough to watch anything that you guys are streaming or whatever.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow
What browser do
night,
you use, PvP?
yeah, tomorrow night we'll be
What was that?
doing the. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
What browser do you use?
I'm using the one that came with Windows. I guess it's what, Vista or some damn thing.
What Windows are you using?
Wait,
It's 10. It's the home edition of Windows 10.
Okay, you're probably using Edge. Windows Edge.
I was
Using
gonna
what?
say you're still on Windows Vista.
No, I'm on Windows 10.
He's using Edge, Windows Edge.
Right. Edge. That's it. Edge. Yeah, that's it. I always get these damn browser names mixed up.
Yeah.
Do you want to read what Lemon just said to you there, PvP?
Was Matt gonna say something like advice wise?
Sorry.
Or
Was Matt else saying? Yeah, Matt, were you saying something else?
No, I was asking about what Windows he's running.
Okay.
You can go into your browser and you can go into the main menu. There's an option to save all your passwords. I say it will save all your passwords on a thumb drive, and go in there and save all your favorites on the thumb drive too. And then you just transfer all your stuff right there back over to the new computer.
Okay, is that where it says type here to search? Is that where you're talking about?
No, it'd be under. Let's see.
Because geez, that would be great. I could just save everything then.
You probably have to go under your settings or something. It's probably in there.
Okay.
Save your bookmarks and save everything that you got.
Yeah. I want to see if we can get Gorilla to the point where he has a full beard, almost like me here. I want to see if we can get it to that point.
It goes down to here.
Oh, it does? You know what? I can even barely tell in your darkness. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I don't even
have. But are you ever thinking of doing a goatee down there, or you're just going to grow a regular beard?
Oh, eventually, one of these days, I'll be drunk. I'll actually stand on fire, so I'll have to shave.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting to see that. That'd be
interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it wouldn't be the first time.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I just been so lazy. I haven't shaved in like a month, so I'm getting a goatee going here now.
You got a goatee going? Oh, great.
It's getting there.
I just got mine off today.
Yeah.
I look like Harry in the
Well, as long as Suzanne loves mine, she says not to give it. Hey, yeah. I'm not gonna go against her. So
let's catch up on chats here. Scurvy says, "Bitch your fan PvP. That's no mystery. I'm in Texas. We are playing, and we keep our hurricanes down here mostly."
What hurricanes? Lemon, you live way up in the state. You're nowhere near water.
Hey,
seriously, Lemon.
I'm not sure where in Texas Scurvy lives there, but Galveston is actually the home of the deadliest hurricane in the North America.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But see, PvP uses Netscape Navigator.
Yeah. You know, Lemon, I'm old enough to actually get that joke, Lemon. So you're being very naughty.
Well, PvP, if it makes you feel better, I'm young enough to not to know what the hell he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was going to say to Suzanne, if your boy is doing that, his first beard, we'd love to see just a picture, of that beard growing. And
you talking about like this here, where I got the Amish beard?
Yeah, like kind of like that. Yeah. Well, like Gorilla.
I got the Amish beard going on.
Well, mine is this is fully grown, so this is in. All of this is in down here. All I'm doing now is just trying to grow this out. I'm trying to grow from here. And then I trim this because I don't like my mustache. My mustache gets in the way of food. So,
PvP, when you was having a problem with one of your fans in your computer?
Yes, he was. PvP was having a problem with the fan.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering if it's a chassis fan or a CPU fan.
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to, if I were there with him, I'd have to look at his computer. Suzanne knows more about than me though, and she would probably look at it also. Yeah, is a fan issue. If it is just a fan issue, he can get it replaced. That's not an issue. That's not a problem.
That in no time. Then all they probably do is put a whole new. If it's a CPU heat sink and fan, they just replace it and be done with it. It won't take long.
Yeah,
unless they have to order it.
I'm just going to tell them to just, if it's like something like tightening a couple of screws, then that's, easy fix. If it's something that needs to be just, toss it and put a new one in if that's easier. Like,
sure. Yeah. Well, even inside computer fans can fail. They can. So I mean, it's happened to my dad's computers. It happened to one of my older computers I used to have. It would overheat. It would do a weird thing. And I was like, it wouldn't rattle, but what would happen is when it overheated, it just shut everything down. So I'd be in the middle of something, and all of a sudden,
no. See that like, if it had done that, I would have been taken into the shop months ago.
Right. So I mean, but that was my issue. I had something. So that was my issue a while ago.
Right.
Of course, that one I dealt with before this.
All right.
Yeah. Didn't realize how old it was until I looked at it.
That's a chassis fan right there. If you hear a noise, usually if it's toward the back, it's that fan right there. But if it's the CPU fan, here I'm just feeling around right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's the CPU fan. If you hear it right there, then they just replaced a whole entire heat sink in the fan.
Oh,
but if it's that back one right there, it's easy. There's 4 screws, and you also got one right here. And like if you got your computers like this one, you got one right there in the top too. So
I
don't have one in the top at all. So but I mean, every damn bottle is a bit different, I guess.
Suzanne.
You got a fan back here. This is an old computer of mine that died. Need a new board,
right?
But just check your CPU fan and just get them, check them. A lot of times they can pull them apart, but I just recommend just replacing it.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, the thing with labor cost, that's going to be the most painful part anyway. So I'd rather just do a quick, switch and get it done quickly instead of paying labor charges, because the labor is the killer, right? Probably more than the parts.
Labor charge probably, I don't know what it is now. It's probably about $35-$40 roughly.
Yeah, I have no idea. The thing is, I'm taking it into. There's only one major computer repair shop here. It's in the local London Drugs, and London Drugs is. Well, it does have a pharmacy, but it's like a department store. They got furniture, they got CDs, they got stereos, they got widescreen TVs, they got computers, they got food, they got everything, right? Toilet paper. No matter what your needs are, London Drugs probably has it, right? So that's why I think it's best to take it to them, because I talked to the couple guys, and they have so much volume that they can probably keep the shop prices down lower, right, than the smaller guys can. Because the smaller guys, they ain't getting the business. They're going to probably charge you more, is what I'm thinking. And besides, London Drugs has always been good to deal with. I bought like a TV stand with them once, and they'll always treat me fair, right? They're very good. So, and I'll get a warranty that way, like a good solid warranty from them, because they're not going to screw around that way. So I'm just going to take it to them, because they're basically, I talked to one guy out there, and he says they're the only shop in town that is certified by Mac Computers, by Macintosh. So that tells me something, right? If none of the small guys are certified to do Macs, then, I'm going to go with the big boys that, got the certification, so to speak.
That particular fan, if it's something simple, shouldn't take them no more than less than 20 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
The longest it probably takes is taking it from the front, put it on the workbench, and taking screws and pull the cover off, and then for them to determine what it is, the troubleshooting, and if it's making a hell of a racket, then they'll identify it very quickly.
Yeah, that's the trouble though. Like just when I mentioned a while ago, it's gone completely silent again now. It's running completely normal again now, guys. And that's like what within a span of what 20 minutes we went through the whole cycle.
Yeah.
That's the part that puzzles me. It's like it'll act up occasionally, but probably 90% of the time it's perfectly quiet.
Yeah.
So I think they'll just have to open the machine up, eyeball it, look for any parts that are have something wearing or loose screws or whatever. And I'm sure they have ways to test them there,
Yeah, and I was going to say it could be a timing issue. It could be just a timing thing.
I've told you, I'm not technical, right? I'm not. That's why.
No, and I'm not either. But what I learned from Suzanne, and I learned from my dad, and I watched him work on his computers and do all this other stuff. It's one of two things. It's either a defective fan, which you just need to have them go in and take out and replace it, or it could be a sense of timing. There's always parts that, for whatever reason, they mistime themselves. And when that happens, sometimes you can get a rattling of just that part, that one part that has the timing off. So it could be one of those.
I think Matt wants to say something, Mikey.
Go ahead, Dan.
That every one of those fans has bearings in them, and when they start wearing out, they're gonna make a noise. And sometimes they sound like they'll correct themselves.
Yeah,
but it's best to get somebody to listen to it. You could take something and listen to each one of the bearings, because when you put something gets it close by it and hear it, you can hear the grinding noise in the bearing. If it's when the fan is turning, and if it's bad, they can hear it with listening to it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that there's a pretty good chance it could be a bearing, actually, Matt. As I say, I'm not at all a technical person, but I think that's probably not too far off. I just got a gut feeling. I do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it in early Friday, and just bite the bullet finally. I've got to do something, right? So.
Hey,
all right, gentlemen.
Lemon Pie says.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Lemon Pie says, "Brody pops and lodged in your fan." That's what's wrong with it.
Okay, what's Lemon's comment?
Okay, well, I'll catch us up on the chat.
I'll catch up on the chat. I was waiting for you guys.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see, Mikey, my boy says no chance he won't let me show him online.
Yeah, well, autism.
Suzanne, he's got my sympathy. I won't do that either.
Yeah, no, Lemon. Well, you never know. Lemon could be secretly Chuck Norris in drag or something. He doesn't want to be doing that.
Matt's computer show.
Hey, Mikey, thank
you.
He
lives in Texas. Come on.
Thanks for the image of me picturing Chuck Norris in drag. That's going to give me nightmares tonight, buddy.
I'm sorry. No, I needed some laughter. I'm sorry. These last 48 hours have been a murder, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Jim says Matt's computer show. It's Kirby. He was very shy. He's part of the autism, I think. Yeah,
probably.
Her son. Yeah.
And someone here, PvP, you want to read this one?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, I would, but Mickey's alarm's going to drown me out.
Yeah, I can mute myself.
Warning, fire alarm alert. Blow eardrums out. I hate that.
I think the Klingons are attacking Mikey's location there.
Oh, they dropping quantum torpedoes on his head.
There you go. Anyway, I guess I better be polite and read Lemon's comment. Someone walked people through check disc. Okay, what is check disc? Yeah, you got that right. I've never run it because I don't know what the hell it is.
When you here's your problem there. If he's a brownie pasta in your fan. Oh my God. Oh Lord.
I'm surprised Lemon didn't say that there's my fan is clogged with eggnog.
Hey, Oh my God.
Yeah.
Timing
Jim,
in the computer.
yeah, I'm not
That's
sure what the.
Oh, jeez.
timing in the computer is only for the in the processor. And in the oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
How
this
did
is what
Mikey
blows
know?
my mind. Then it says, "How did you know, Mikey?" Oh crap!
Yeah. And hey,
Hey,
JP's,
Mike,
how's
you
it
know what
going?
that damn thing sounds like back there?
Yeah,
Sounds like somebody's backing up.
yeah, right. No, I
Oh,
didn't dye my hair, JP's.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
timing is for memory, says JP's. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I'm not computer savvy.
yeah,
Timing belts on it.
I'm not tech enough to.
Timing belt on the seat.
Even
Oh
if I
my
fiddled
God.
with that stuff, I probably wouldn't understand what the hell it meant when I read it. So that does sound like a truck backing up, though. That's a very weird. Our fire alarm is like,
It does sound like a truck
ring.
backing up.
Yeah, our fire alarm is like, ring, ring. Like the normal fire alarm, right? But yeah, that's a weird alarm,
Well,
Mikey.
these alarms are so sensitive. Okay, that even like wind blowing and things like that, the wind blowing outside, the dust and things like that can set them off too. So anything could set these damn things off. Anything.
Yeah. JP's that'd be Mikey. Is the guys 3 floors down are smoking a doobie. They set the smoke alarm off.
Yeah, fucking weed or something, and then they set off the alarm.
Yeah.
So
And JP's
only
only
his
his style.
smell is the difference.
Oh my goodness.
I got that reference.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you'd have to have major smoke or an actual fire to set the alarm off in my building. Like, if let's put it this way, if you fell asleep and you had dinner on top of the burner and you let it, burn, if it was like filling the place with smoke, then the alarm's going to go off. Yeah.
Oh heck, this reminds me. We were coming back from Canada. They're from a fishing trip up in Canada. We're staying in this town called Rugby, which is the next center of North America. There, we stayed at this cheap fucking hotel. I was in there taking a fucking shower. Or was it my sister? One of us was taking a fucking shower, and the steam from the fucking bathroom set the fucking alarm off. We ended up going down there and complaining to them. Then we were all sleeping. About 10:30 at night, we hear the doors start rattling here, and these doors are kind of get stuck. Ones that get stuck because it's a cheap fucking hotel. They fucking rented out. There's like 4 rooms rented out of the whole fucking hotel, and they rented out the same room twice. So we had a couple come bring into our room there. My dad was about ready to hop out of that fucking bed there.
You had strangers that got to rent your room while you were sleeping in it.
Yeah, the old couple got rented the room at the hotel.
That's very bad management on the part of the motel.
Yeah, we ended up going and getting some TQ at 10:30 at night.
Good
Dad
Lord.
just was flustered.
Well, what really creeps me out is they actually gave him keys to come into your room when you're asleep.
Well, they rented it out.
Mind-boggling. What can I say?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Well,
bad.
I have a crappy motel story. This will probably be my only chance to ever share it, so I might as well. What the hell? When I was a kid, I was 9 years old, and my parents and I drove down on a holiday somewhere in the States along the coast, and it was late at night, and we were tired, and it was like, it's too late. Got to find a place, and it was like nothing. And then finally, we see this crappy little motel, down by the ocean side, right? So we stop and we go on. We pay for them. It's this elderly couple that look like they're 900 years old or something, right? It's frightening, and yeah, exactly, Matt, exactly. That was it. So we get the keys and we go in, and you can tell this place has not been looked after in a long, long time because it's got a musty odor. And you go to the bathroom, right? And the bathroom, I'll never forget this. The bathroom had the toilet, and it was like one room. The shower and the toilet was the shower was facing the toilet. And my father made the comment, okay, I can sit on, take a dump and have a shower at the same time. Because you could. That's how weird that bathroom was, right? It was totally insane. I never forget that. Even as a kid, that stuck in my memory. And then the kicker was, we were tired and we were going to go to bed. So my mom pulls the bed covers down, and there's this enormous spider crawling around in the bed. My mother says, "We're not staying at this effing motel. I don't care if I got to sleep in the car. That's it. We're going to get our money back and leave." And that's exactly what happened, actually. So that's my shitty motel story.
Yeah, PvP, this one's for you.
PvP, if you can get to my computer, then the C drive, right click, and okay. C drive.
You have to go into tools and all that stuff's in there.
I'm going to let the experts deal with this because I'm never going to diagnose it. I mean, for all I know, it could be like a loose bolt or something. I don't know.
And Scurvy here says, good idea, Sir Scurvy. And what town was he stayed? That would be Rugby, Dakota. And is that Moon Pie? Was that Moon Pie or Deja Vu, Mikey? Oh, yes, it was Moon Pie.
I think Mikey's still muted.
Mikey got his pussy.
I got the alarm still going off. I don't want to disturb you guys with it.
Yeah.
Bleeping bleepers, bleeping too damn much.
Yeah, you could stay muted until that goes off, Mikey, because my ears are going to start bleeding if I got to listen to that too long.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, when mine goes off, which I sometimes have to pull the battery out of it. When that son bitch goes off, I'm gonna throw that son bitch out in the yard.
Hey, I'll have to show you guys the one we got there. That thing's a pain. They have to get the rubber seal back on it, but because it doesn't take batteries, what happens is it's kind of like wound up or something on the inside, and what happens is it detects heat and then it melts the rubber. Once the rubber is enough disintegrated, it sets it off. No batteries required. Let's see.
Wow.
Let's see. Moon Pie is the
I've
neater
never
one.
seen one like that before. I know my brother. He the one on the fire alarms that he puts in his where he works at. They work on AC and also DC. And if the power goes out, that switches over to battery automatically. And this thing right here is the same way. But this thing, I got mad at it one day, and I threw it so much against out in the yard, and it was because it was acting up. It was really low; you couldn't hear it. I threw that out in the yard. I went out there and picked it up one day and put the battery back in it. Damn thing started working.
Yeah. Let's see. Mikey says, "Yes, sir. Deja vu suffice your run." That spider was eating the bed bugs.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Plot twist. That alarm is because Mikey smokes weed and puts on Snoop Dogg.
Oh my god!
Not really scary, but thanks for playing.
Oh boy,
man!
There, the alarm has finally stopped. You know what it was? I'm sure it was the dust from the wind and things. We've had high winds blowing, probably about anywhere from 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, and well, they're going to tell us.
Oh.
What? Attention, this is Toronto Fire Services. We are investigating alarm activation on the 8th floor. Please remain in your units if it's safe to do so. If you require immediate assistance, please dial 911.
Assistance to shoot that person if it's setting off alarm?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, you know the culprit's on the 8th floor now, so you can form a watch, like that neighborhood watch. What were those? The New York Angels or whatever, they used to patrol New York in the 70s. Remember those guys?
Oh no, that was the not the Hells Angels.
Mike, do I have to bring a security team?
Yeah, you can bring a security team if you want, Matt. I would appreciate that. No, no, they weren't the Hells Angels. They were angels of some kind, but
no, they were
Guardian Angels. The Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels. That's the guys. You could just form like a mini Guardian Angels and patrol the 8th floor, and then just corral the guy next time he's he comes out and
Yeah.
starts smoking a joint. You just grab him by
Yeah,
the neck, and he's done, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Right. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. I wish we had a few phasers. I know who to phaser first. My neighbor diagonally away across from us. He's a beater. He beats women, and he still
No,
gets away with it. So yeah.
and I
Oh,
guess
well,
you probably don't. You probably don't report him because you don't want to get involved.
well,
With that, I'm guessing.
you know, he's already been reported. He's gone.
Toronto Fire Services. We want to activate the 8th floor where a false alarm.
Ah,
Proceed false alarm.
Jesus.
There we go.
This will be the
There we
final
go
round.
again. The
So
smokers, man.
that's an actual fireman that had to drive to your apartment to give that report.
Hey, do they just send down one fireman now just to reset the damn thing?
Yeah. Well,
But
I'm sorry. They have the fire department comes. They bring a little brief squad, and they come and they investigate. And if it's a false alarm, which about 95% of the time it is, and not an actual emergency, they'll say false alarm. And of course, Suzanne and I say, and we suck because the people in this building want to set it off just to see if they can get some people over here and drag them out of bed and all this other stuff because their lives are miserable. They live in a terrible place, and they want other people to feel their pain. So that's why they
No,
do
but
it.
do they actually send a fire truck, or they just send the?
No. They send a little. Well, you know what? It's like it's similar to a paramedic truck, but it's just smaller. It's not a big fire engine thing. No, Gorilla. It's not.
So
It's one of the smaller kind of ones.
So the thing is, these people that could be saving lives are wasting their time when other people could be in a burning building somewhere that need help.
Right.
Exactly.
Lovely, right? So it's like, man, and you know what? I think the fire department ought to do.
Yeah.
They know who owns this building, right? I'm sure they know the management company. Okay.
Yeah.
So the fire department calls up the management company and they say, look, we're tired of fucking around with 90% of false alarms at your damn building. If this continues, we're giving you a warning. If this continues more than 30 days from now, we are going to start charging you $1,000 to your management company. Huh?
They already do. Everything you just said.
And the management company don't give a damn.
And they don't give a shit.
Okay.
That's
that's
the building department that runs this place and runs us. And we get cheap rent, which is true. We do. We get cheap rent, but they really don't give a shit. And if one of us dies, they still don't give a shit. And if there is a real fire,
they just throw you out the damn window and be done with it.
Yeah.
They're open the door. They open the window and just push your ass out the window and be splat.
If you're gonna push me out the damn window, you better have a big long ass rope to have me shimmy down.
Damn it! Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You know, the thing though is, Mikey, like, I mean, we're having fun, laughing about it, but I mean, if there was, say, a like a 4 alarm on the first floor, and they sent these guys out and wasted like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and then they go, holy crap, and then after 20 minutes they got to phone the full fire squad in. Like, are you guys done for or what? Like, seriously, I mean, this is not a good situation, man.
Well, the firehouse itself is not that far away from where we live, so it's very close. I mean, if it was any other fire department in the city, I would say it would take forever. But because they do have this very old fire department that's still there at a firehouse, and they can respond right away, So that's why some of these people just don't give a shit, and they smoke, puff, puff, puff. This is a non-smoking building, and they don't care. Even the landlords don't give a shit because, some of these people are such mental defectives that if we let them out into society, they'd probably kill people. So they leave them in here. This is their form of an asylum. This is what it is.
So do you feel safe walking down the hallway when you're going out to buy groceries or something? That sounds scary.
Well, no, we don't. But what else could we do? We have nowhere else we can live. This is it for us.
Yeah.
Right
prayers to you, bud, for all you go through. Prayers to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
No.
Yeah, we
For
we
you,
you
for
know
you to be in that predicament there, and the safety, what you're in,
yes.
I feel for y'all, and I just pray
Yeah.
that y'all stay safe.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that means a lot. Really,
Yeah.
Matt. Honestly, thank you. You want me to read this, Gorilla? JP says a couple of years back, the apartment across from me caught fire. Their smoke alarm didn't work, and mine went off because black smoke was rolling into our apartment. Well, yeah, you know, when you see rolling smoke like that, JP's get the hell out of Dodge. Just
Mhm.
run, get out, somehow, you know. If they have to
Yeah.
throw me downstairs, because I told you guys, Suzanne and I, we use walkers, for rehab work and stuff. But if we had to, I would just throw me downstairs. I mean, it'd be 13 flights of stairs, but I'd get the hell out of Dodge. I
Are
would.
you?
If the
I
place
mean,
wasn't
are you
fire.
still going to be breathing after being thrown down 13 flights of stairs, Mikey? That's
I may
extreme.
not be breathing. No, you're right. I might be.
Hey,
I might
Mike.
be
Seriously, I mean,
If they throw you down the stairs, just hope you bounce going halfway down.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Scurrier says Guardian Angels was called.
that was
Yes.
the Guardian Angels. I think in the 70s.
And they had the
I
red
think.
berets, the right
They
red
had-
PvP.
they had the
those
berets.
red berets,
Yes.
and they had the jackets, and
Yep, the whole 9 yards. That's right. But
Yeah,
they were
I
good
remember
guys,
that.
right? They were good
They were
guys
the good guys.
for
Yeah.
public safety. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And JP says when it's a high rise apartment here, they have to send 3 trucks and they have to be ladder trucks.
Yeah,
That was a
some-
good idea.
some
You must
states
be a bigger town than if you guys got 3 ladder trucks. We only got 1 ladder truck for the whole county. They actually
Here,
have to call that.
here where I live, they have 2 ladder trucks for the fire. That we got 4 fire departments that is owned by the same fire department. 4 different stations. They put the 5th one in not long ago, and every one of them's got a ladder truck for that district where they're at.
Oh, you must be in one of the bigger towns in Alabama.
Wow.
I don't give a shit where I know where I'm at. Smith Station, Alabama. Smith Fire and Rescue.
Yeah. And what does Quinn mean by I might bounce? What is he talking about?
Well, when you jump out the
I'm
window,
not a bouncing object.
When you was talking about jumping down the stairs and bouncing, he made you bounce.
Is that what he was talking about? Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So is he hinting that you need to land on a certain part of your anatomy every time to bounce?
My butt to bounce? Probably.
Butt
It's big
bouncing?
enough.
hey, Mikey, long as you don't hit the head, you'll be all right.
Yeah, don't hit your head. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No.
I just
Mikey,
My head would fall off.
you know I'm just joking and picking at you now. Don't take me ever serious.
I
I
think
don't think it's serious.
that sounds very physically harmful, though. I don't. We watched that Terminator movie the other day, and I don't think even Arnold in his prime could be thrown down 13 flights of stairs and be in.
Yeah, I
good
don't
shape,
think so.
You know.
Oh no, he survived getting hit by multiple trucks.
That would be bad.
But gorilla,
That'd
that's
be my luck. Yeah, by a freight train.
Oh man.
that's
So
called
JP said with his
special effects,
situation.
girl.
Yeah. So JP said with his situation, hell no, I went and put it out. Well, that's good, but I mean, his fire that he was talking about.
Yeah.
He said there were 2 drunks arguing in the hall, about their apartment and being burnt down. Oh, wow.
jeez.
Okay.
Damn, that's bad.
So instead of figuring out going and putting it out, they decided to argue on who started it.
Man.
Great. Now you're just giving me an image of 2 drunk ass people with little flames probably coming off their hair and body and going, I'm arguing about this fire. I wonder how it started.
He pulled the lever. I didn't do what he did. They didn't point at each other. It's both your damn faults. Let's go.
Oh man.
I still got a hacking call from some kind of sinus infection.
Oh yeah.
Can't get rid of it.
Gosh, that's been weeks, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still have that problem, man?
I feel like I'm
Oh,
getting
man.
back again.
What are you going to do about it
Congestion.
then?
Wow.
I got some congestion bothering me.
Yeah.
I got sick
Yeah.
there for about.
I see. So, yeah. So JP said, okay, so within that time, you ran and got the extinguisher, put it out, and then the fire truck wasn't on the scene yet. Oh, so you did your own self firefighting. Okay. Well, that's pretty brave of you, JPs. Yeah, that's pretty brave.
One
Yeah,
thing
well,
too,
Say.
if you got a fire extinguisher, make sure it's within date.
Yeah, make sure it works.
Yeah,
Even
and
fire
within
extinguishers
code.
have an expiration date, believe it or not.
But they have to be recertified.
Right, recertified. Right.
That's a good point, actually. I never thought of that, Matt, because there's a fire extinguisher right about 10 or 15 feet down in the wall down the hallway from my apartment unit here. But I've never actually thought to even look at the certification. Because the problem with the building I'm in, I've been here 10 years now. And the reason I stay here is, well, basically the tenants there's 3 or 4 people I know reasonably well, and they're all nice people. So it's safe. There's a mix of seniors, middle-aged, and younger people, and everybody seems to get along. And most people here are nice. I mean, there's maybe the occasional person that doesn't say hi, but most people are good. It's basically well run. The laundry room is good. No major complaints, except the only thing I worry about is, like, we're on the 3rd management company now, right? So, there was a management company in our first move in that was maybe 2 or 3 years. Then we got a second one from Ontario, which really sucked. And then the last one we have now is local from the BC, based out of Victoria for the last 3-4 years or so. So, but the thing is, as the management companies, come and go, you start to wonder if they fall behind on the maintenance stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a good point you made.
Who was Patrick? Mikey.
I was just reading what Lemon Pie said about the PvP. You should have PvP read that.
Yeah, but man, I was asking you a question about the topic.
Who's Patrick?
What's that? What
was that again?
Patrick?
He's asking who's Patrick.
Oh, Patrick is a good friend of my brother and myself, and we just lost his dad. His dad passed away at the age of 91 on Sunday night, this past Sunday.
Oh my goodness! Prayers to the family.
Yeah.
Prayers
Well, he's got
everybody.
more. Yeah, it's not just his dad passing. Like I said, there's other personal problems he's got going on right now. He might have to sell his house, too. So he's got a lot. He's got a list. Yeah, Patrick's got a lot of shit going down. Yeah.
Prayers to everybody. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Like, there's what Larry's facing. No details. What my cousin and his wife are going through right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give details on this live, but it's been
well,
rough
and what
for a lot
Suzanne's
of people.
gone through already. Suzanne, I told you guys, both her knees are shot, and she now has tendonitis permanently in her shoulder, one of her shoulders.
There's nothing they can do to treat that.
No, the tendonitis is deep. It's
We
a
just
deep
got to
bruise.
keep each other in our prayers.
Man. Yeah, there's been too many people I know in recent weeks and months that have been facing some very serious challenges, I got to say. And it's,
I know Larry's going through a tough time right now.
Oh God, I you know what? I wouldn't even wish what I wouldn't wish what's been going on with Larry even on my worst enemy.
My problems are tiny compared to what Larry's facing. Like, when he told us the other day.
Mine too.
When he told us the other day, I was like, "Oh, geez, Larry! Like, this guy has gone through so much stuff in the last year or whatever. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. It really is."
I'll tell you what. Within the last 7 years, I've lost 12 close people in my family.
Yeah. I know, Matt. We've lost the time since I've been here. We've lost over 30 people. But just within the last 2 years. We only started streaming less than 2 years ago. Well, no, it's been officially 2 years now. But You know, but in that 2-year time, we've lost over 30 people we knew.
I
So
lost my brother, my sister,
yeah,
my aunt,
yeah,
and on my aunt's side there was she had
yeah,
13 people in her family. All of them's gone.
right.
All of them.
I feel you. I do, man.
Even on
I
my
do.
daddy's side, they're all gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like I started losing people when I was in my 20s, which was crazy enough. But it's continued all through the decades, and then it's gotten much worse, say in the last 10 or 12 years, where I've lost a best friend, a couple other friends, my
yeah,
mother, my
yeah,
sister.
yeah.
It's just like, you know, it's nice to be alive and enjoy life when we can laugh and enjoy each other's company, but it
Sure.
gets a little harder and harder as the years go by, and you're the survivor, right? Like we're the survivors, guys.
We
And
are.
we and we think about all those loved ones, friends and family that we've lost, and it's quite a weight at times, which is why I love hanging out with you guys, because you do lighten the burden, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I got a call. I got a disturbing call a couple days ago. My longtime friend, childhood friend, that I was in school with when I was little. Well, I've been not since I was in the second grade to eighth grade. I found, I've been knowing him probably 30 years, 40 years,
Yeah.
and I got a call the other day from his son. He had a massive heart attack,
Oh God.
and he didn't die, but he's in the hospital. He's in the hospital. He had heart surgery, and he made it through the heart surgery with no problem. And
Wow.
it was a little weak, but his strength is gaining back. And his son called me. He said, "You're gonna probably be coming to Wyoming." I said, "I can't go because I got work to do.
Mm.
I got I don't trust nobody coming. If I leave, somebody's gonna come in my house and steal everything I got. I already know it."
Yeah. I still, in regards to myself, I still live with the fear that. Well, my mother just reminded me. I talked to my mom and dad. We talked to our mom and dad before I came on a few hours ago, and we, let them know about Patrick's dad and everything, and they were so sad. And they said, yeah, well, they're Carmelite ministers, and they have prayer groups, so they send prayers out to everybody. I tell them to send it to everyone we know, and my mother again reminded me that her uh, cousin-in-law, Frank, his name was Frank, had a heart attack himself at the age of 60, and he
Oh
wasn't
my
doing well
goodness!
either. And I was like, my dad had his heart attack when he was 60. And oh, yeah, by the way, I turned 60 in 5 months. So do you think I'm scared? I am fucking scared. That is how I am.
Well,
That
Mikey,
is that's my attitude.
Mikey, have you had any checkups recently? Like, do you have a doctor?
Next month, I've made an appointment. I'm going to. I've made it a conscious effort to go in and get myself checked out. I'm
Because
definitely going to.
my advice is, I'm going to be 67 in about 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to that, of course, because now I'm
No,
like,
nobody
oh,
is when you get past
I'm getting,
60. My
I'm
my
getting,
parents have said so.
I'm getting
Yeah.
too close to 70, which is not a fun idea. But
Well,
anyway,
my
my
dad was
advice,
born at 70.
like I finally got smart, like maybe 5 years ago, and started, trying to get, some doctor's visits. And I
Yeah.
only had got my awesome regular doctor about 3 years ago now.
Right.
But, I have had like with a chest x-ray,
Mhm.
just to see if,
Yes.
if the heart's enlarged. I've gone for the the ECG or whatever, where they put all those little doodads on your body, and they
Right.
electronically monitor you, like,
EKG.
yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah. The EKG. Right. Right.
So I've had that done a couple of times actually, and everything seems to be good because I've never got a negative report from any of the doctors, as far as that goes. So that's my advice, Mikey. Since your family history is heart problems, I would go and get all of that stuff done as soon as possible.
I am going to. Believe me, I'm taking all of your advice. I'm definitely going to do that.
And I would also try and watch a low cholesterol, fat-free, healthy, diet if you can.
We already do. Okay.
Okay.
That is assured. Suzanne, the kind of food she makes for me is all fat-free, all reduced fat, no salt at all. We don't even eat anything salted.
I never eat salt.
No. And then, that's that's what Suzanne does. She's good at that. Do you know that Suzanne herself has lost over 150 pounds just in the last 6 months?
Wish I could. What's her secret? Is she on a special
what's
diet?
your secret, honey, for losing weight?
What's the diet plan? That's what I want.
She's keeping secret.
Put the diet plan in the private chat, please, because I've been thinking I got to do Mediterranean diet or something soon. Because
no. Jeez,
I need something though, because my knees have gotten so bad the last couple of months, and I know it's because bit by bit you put the weight on and you don't even think about it, and then one day you get out of bed and your knees are like, your knees are saying, "Curse you! I don't like you anymore. You're too fat." Is what my knees are saying to me, right?
My legs scream. My legs scream when I wake up.
My knees.
They scream.
Well, I can still walk and get in the car and go get gas or groceries, but it's getting harder and harder, and I don't want to get to the point where I can't function anymore, right? So.
So, Gorilla, you want to catch up on chat there a little bit?
Yeah, just a sec here.
Having a good nap.
Let's see. I'm not sleeping. I was listening.
Okay.
Last thing you said, is your niece told you "fuck you."
Guys, I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, you want to promote yourself?
Good night, Matt.
Good night, everybody.
Matt, you want to promote yourself before you go?
Yeah,
I gotta go anyway, so I gotta get up early in the morning.
All right, brother. Thanks for coming out for being here. Thank you.
All right, so
I gotta mow some yards tomorrow, so
yeah.
Okay. Have a good
see.
sleep.
See, JP.
Oh, we love you, Matt. Take care, brother.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
You too, bud.
Yeah.
Everybody, good night, and y'all.
Hey, thank you for coming. Thank you.
Right, man.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
See ya.
Good night.
Yeah, you too.
JP says, I didn't want my apartment going up. Or
that makes sense.
my signature got certified every 30 days. Yeah, we have the we have ours. Well, that's what we have, the fire extinguisher guy come in once a month at work.
Wow.
Well, see, PvP has it hanging on building fire extinguisher.
No, he does.
Oh,
Yeah, and JP says we have lived here since '99, and the building has been cleaned up a lot. Well, that's good. I'm glad you enjoy that place. And hey, Miss Martin Muses, how's it going? Welcome.
Hi, Miss Martin. How you doing?
Martin. Yeah, got a prostate exam on your blood. And then the community vet the prostate exam too.
Actually, get if you can get a prostate exam at your age, it's not a bad idea.
No, I will, believe me.
Because I had one this year, and everything was hunky dory, nice and good, right? So that was a relief, because I won't go into details, but a certain close relative has prostate cancer right now. So
yeah. Well, my mom and I are blessed because we both went through those, the colonoscopy exams, and we went through those, and my mom and I had no polyps, nothing was malignant or anything.
Lucky.
But as I said before, both my brother, my two sisters, and my dad all had positive polyp problems, and they had to get them removed.
I went for the colonoscopy about probably 2.5 years ago now, Mikey. And
that's great, because I should do that, but I haven't done it.
The worst part of doing it is the day before, when you got to drink that preparation liquid.
Oh God!
To clear yourself out. You won't believe the experience for like 12 hours of what that is like.
No, I do. I understand, because I went through it.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun challenge.
It's called prep.
Really, you try it. You try it. It's like Pepto Bismol.
I'll fucking do it. I'll
it's
fucking
like-
do it.
Yeah, you should. I do a live stream.
I'll do a live stream.
Do a live
Just-
stream.
Hey, that
Yeah.
could go two ways. Either I could have a lot of views, or I could lose a lot of subscribers.
I would say
I
probably,
think you'll
possibly
probably get more
both.
views.
Possibly,
Yeah.
I think probably both, because people would be viewing and laughing, and then they'd be unsubscribing.
This is okay, Gorilla. This is how it would go. Okay. You go in to get a colonoscopy, but before you do that, you have to take this Pepto Bismol drink. It's pink, it's terrible. It could even be like white chalk. Okay.
But Pepto Bismol soothes your stomach.
Yeah, this is not.
Prep liquid is designed to clear your intestines and bowels of everything. It is
everything.
Like, let's put it this way, Gorilla. It's like X-Lax at warp drive.
Yes. So let's imagine you want to do a 12-hour stream about your experiences, and you're sitting there in the chair.
You'll be
I
on the
guarantee
toilet
you'll
the
get
whole
up
time.
every 10 minutes. No, I'm serious. You'll get up every 10 minutes, Gorilla, and you'll say, I have to go take a shit.
So
You'll say that every single time.
So in other words, we're there putting in a bunch of brownies there and take it and put it on the break room table at work. Especially since we only have one bathroom at work.
Oh, God almighty.
Well, you know what?
No.
You take the day off because you do not go to work for that.
No,
you
can't do nothing. Basically,
Yeah. But you guys missed the whole
life.
thing there. You bake into some brownies there and leave it on the break room table. We only have one bathroom at work there for people.
Okay, you're saying like the day or two after. Okay.
No. The coworkers will eat it all. They'll be fighting over the fucking bathroom.
Oh, Gorilla,
No.
you're cruel.
You're mean.
You're cruel. You're evil, buddy.
Hey, Herc, how's it going? Wow, the wacky conversations I walked into. The prep is the worst.
Oh, it's horrible.
Prep is the worst. It is absolutely the worst.
I never thought my bowels were capable of flushing themselves so many dozens of times in a 12-hour period. I'm serious. It was seriously like every 10, 15 minutes, right, Mikey?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
every
unreal.
10 to 15 minutes. I guarantee you're back on the porcelain throne of doom.
Yeah, you're worshiping that throne, I tell you. Yeah,
you are worshiping it literally with your ass.
You're basically
every 10 to 15 minutes.
You're basically the king of feces at that point.
Oh God, don't say that. That's
I was being polite. I was going to say king of shit, but that would have been rude.
Maybe. Is that
a police song, by the way? No, that's a different police song. Okay.
No. The King of Pain you're talking
King
about.
of Pain, yeah. I like that song, by the way.
I do too. It's great. And I've seen it perform live twice. So yeah.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah. Lemon Pie says, pro tip, women doctors are rougher with that gloved hand. Yeah, well, thankfully I didn't have a nurse
right there
with a gloved hand.
Well, I have a lady doctor, and she was very gentle. I got it.
Well, there you go. Kurt says it's like an upside down volcano. Okay.
I hardly felt that finger when it was up there.
Yeah. And Lemon's apologizing.
Sorry, Miss Burton, what you walked in on. Let's see, Scurvy says, Hurricane there.
Kurt says, Lemon!
Oh my God, I'll be back, baby. Did you start the conversation?
This has now become the colonoscopy clinic medical conversation.
Oh my God.
And Scurvy's like, good Lord.
Good Lord. Oh man. Well, somewhere in heaven, Pops is laughing.
Yeah.
At least that's happening.
I'm still trying to figure out who LP is. Oh, Lemon Pie.
Oh yeah, Lemon Pie started the whole comment. It's his fault.
Blame it on Scurvy.
Yeah, blame Lemon.
Yeah, we can blame Lemon. Heck, we've been blaming a lot of things on you, PvP. I think it's about time we start blaming it on the Lemon Pie from Texas.
Hey, the only thing I blamed PvP for was wanting to see Grandma and Grandpa do it on the kitchen table.
Oh, come on. I wanted them to do it in the house. Come on, or over by the red.
No, you wanted to see Grandpa taking the whip and everything. and the bondage mask there. I got the proof of it too.
I know. There's this whole bunch of like shorts that you have my face emblazoned on, and every time Suzanne looks it up and she watches it, she laughs her ass off. Like, Gorilla got you again? I said, oh yeah.
Well, I figured out what's going on there.
What?
Your avatar is one of a face, and the AI focuses not on who's talking, but who has the face. So if someone's talking and has the face, it'll go to them. But if it's just like PvP's avatar or like my avatar, it won't focus on that.
Right.
But there's ones that you can tell which ones I actually clip myself and which ones the AI do.
I didn't do that.
And let's see. Well, PvP, I'll go to your doc next time for any prostate exam. Put her number in the private chat. And he actually did.
Oh, wow. Hey, Gorilla, you know what I meant to ask you? How are you and Kayla doing?
Doing good.
Okay.
It's only been a day.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have been gone a while. I lost my father on April 2nd. We have goodbyes and now celebrate. I'm sorry to hear that, Herc.
Oh, Herc.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I noticed you were gone for a while. We were, all three of us, and even Larry, and some of us were wondering where you were. And now we know.
Well, like I noticed, but I've seen that a lot with on YouTube too, where people tend to kind of disappear for a month or so, just need a break from people and stuff. I didn't know what was going on.
Right. Well, we had some difficulty, what with things going on with Larry, and there was some other friends of ours that weren't doing too well, some family members that weren't doing too well, and we took some time off. We did. We just kind of walked away, for a week here or a week there. I do this now. I change things in my schedule because I'd never like to schedule things directly. You know this well, Gorilla. You know this well, PvP. I don't like to. I hate the fact that I come up with a schedule and I feel like it's set and I know that I'm going to be there to do it, and then all of a sudden, real life kicks its ass. Kicks my ass and kicks in the door and changes the whole game. And I tell people I go on and I say, hey, I'm sorry, real life just kicked our butt again, and now we got to change things. And I don't like doing that because I know it lets down. I feel like I'm letting down all the subs that worked hard to come to our channel, listen to us, and I feel bad. I do. I feel bad that I'm letting them down. But if I do walk away for a certain amount of time, it's like Suzanne says, I get bored. And when I get bored, I need to be back on again, So we're addicted, PvP. We are definitely addicted to it.
I'm badly addicted. I've told you some of the personal stuff I'm facing with family members. We can, I probably don't need to mention it again. I won't anyway, unless they're backstage, but that's really throwing me for a loop the last couple of months, I gotta say, because I was expecting to go over at Christmas time for our usual Christmas dinner with them, and then I got the bad news, and then that was all canceled. And then I was hoping, well, maybe things will turn around. We'll get together for our annual April barbecue. Nope, that's canceled now this month, and it seems like things are just getting worse and worse. So.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. Life.
Yeah.
Well, that's life. That's life, isn't it? I mean, life has a lot of good things, but it has a lot of bad things, and
things can happen. Yeah, things can happen. I'm worried about. I'm worried about the day. The news you don't want to ever hear is when you do hear that a loved one, especially your parents, one or both of them, are near dying or something's happening to them. That's one of the things you never ever want to hear, because and the other thing too is when a child passes away before a parent, that's the absolute worst, in my honest opinion.
Well, my sister died before my mother did
Yeah, I know. And
from
it's terrible stuff.
the breast cancer. I guess it's around 25 years ago now, right? And the kicker was it was like 5 weeks before Christmas time.
Yeah. And hey, Curtis.
Hello, Curtis, brother Curtis. Welcome.
Yeah.
Curtis, if you want to pay your respects, we still have a little bit of time, don't we, Gorilla? The link to the chat is right up there at the top. If you want to come on in and give your respects too. And Herc 130, we got prayers for your family.
Yeah.
Trust me, my parents are Carmelite ministers, and very sorry to hear that, Herc. And and they got prayer groups just like Brother Jay. Aldridge has prayer groups. Yeah, believe me, and I got a minister I'm married to, so there you go. I mean, you can't ask for better than that, to have a direct line to God and say, hey, prayers are being sent and being answered. So
yeah, Herc says I'm good now.
Go ahead, dude.
All's well, working through will and life insurance, all that stuff you got to do. Yeah, still sucks though. I'm sorry, Herc.
Yeah, it does.
Thanks.
Hey, Curtis.
Howdy. Hello. Sorry for your loss of purse for you, Herc.
Your family. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry for your loss, Herc. Terrible. I'm so sorry, PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna stay in the chat, but yes, prayers going up. I'm gonna crash, dude. So, Mikey, you just want to end this with the prayer, then we'll promote everybody. And our church here, Todd's asking for prayers because it got hit by lightning during the storms. There, it hit the sewer pipe.
I heard that a church got destroyed. Maybe not yours.
No, different church. No, this one here, the roof caught on fire. A little bit of it got on fire, but I think the fire department did more damage than they did than the lightning strike did, because they had a little bit of smoke damage, a little bit of fire damage to the roof, then a shit ton of water damage.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. One church, I'm glad they were able to repair and fix Notre Dame there in France, the Notre Dame Cathedral. Yeah, I'm glad they were able to get that repaired, because that sucked when that thing went fire.
So there you go. Exit us out on a prayer there, Mikey.
I certainly will. Okay, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all together tonight in remembrance of Patrick Wise and his dad, Buck, who passed away sadly this past Sunday night at the ripe age of 91. But he is with you, Lord. He is in heaven, and he is watching your son, Patrick, go through difficult times, but he's there for him as he always was on earth. And in heaven, the same thing. And he will take care of Patrick. He'll take care of Amber. He'll take care of the rest of the family. And all the prayers that we have that come from my parents as Carmelite ministers, from my beautiful wife, Suzanne, and from our brother, Jay, and everyone we know that has prayer groups and family and friends that help. They're all sending their prayers up for everybody here in the chat, as well as all of our families everywhere, and all of our relatives and friends. So with all this, we do ask, Father, pray for us. We ask for your blessed Son and Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ, to pray for us. We ask for the Holy Spirit to guide and pray for us. And we ask our patron saints, Saint Suzanne is Suzanne's patron saint, and we ask for her to pray for us. And I also ask my patron saint, Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven, to pray for us. So with all this, we ask for your prayers in your name, Lord. Amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
All right. Thank you, Mikey.
Amen. Thank you, Mikey.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
And Herc says you guys are the best. So thank you, Herc 130, for coming. He has his Mach 1 for Life channel where he found his childhood Mach 1, where he is actually restoring it to its former beauty there. So make sure to check out his channel. Thank you, Curtis Selby, for coming. He has more of a political channel, but it's the politest political chat you'll ever find there. So make sure to check out Herc. Thank you, Scurvy, also known as Lemon Pie, for coming. And thank you, Miss Bart Muses, for coming. She's been starting to do more daily stuff there with her daily musings and her midweek musings, and she's getting back to her Catholic explaining. Though I kind of hope she gets back to her We the People When I really miss those streams.
I
And
miss those too.
Thank you, JP's Tabernacle, for coming. Thank you, Jim's Landscaping LLC, #1 Commodore Productions. He does Star Trek fan films and live streams there and some puppy videos, so make sure to check them out. Scrolling. PvP, do you got anything going on?
Not really. It's been such crazy. Well, the last few months have been crazy, but the last week has been really crazy. So I just want to get through the work week. I'm halfway through it now, tomorrow and Thursday, and I'll be done. And then I'll probably take the computer in. Maybe I'm trying to still figure out the password thingy, but yeah, so nothing much going on the channel, to be honest. Quick question, Gorilla. Since there's no Waltons this week, and we didn't have one last week, like, what is the next episode? Because I watched one that we haven't done yet, and I'm guessing that's probably it.
I'll have to figure it out.
Well, we did the 2-part Burnout, so
yeah,
whatever episode is after Burnout, I believe. I don't know, Gorilla. Have we done that one yet? I don't think so.
That's the one I watched like a week and a half ago,
and I did too. I went through Judy Norton's.
Yeah, and we
stream.
haven't done that, so I'm guessing that's the one we're going.
That'll be the next one. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So thank you, Suzanne, for coming. Thank you, Matt Howard, for coming. He has his cover songs and 3D printing and his bat chats on his channel. So make sure to check him out.
Yeah.
And thank you, Sci-Fi Sit Down, for coming. Yeah, he has his sci-fi discussions on Saturday. Then he has his Dark Matter watch streams on Wednesdays and
Thursday.
then on Wednesday. Wednesday.
Oh, on Wednesday, right? And then he does his Outland thing on Friday.
On Friday
streams.
Yeah. And thank you, LDG, for coming. He has if you ever need IT help or need a place to hang out, there's always freethenet.org/underground. And he did ask me to promote this. He's to honor Bird of Prey 5, and he has full permission to do this and all that. That he's running a 24/7 live stream of Bird's Bed Life, start to finish there. And he wants people to come swing in and say hi and check out the channel and stuff. So go and check that out there.
All right.
And that is everybody. Mikey, promote yourself.
Okay. Mikey Seuss4. Just to let you know, again, I want to thank everybody here in the chat, here in the panel, we're here for Patrick's dad today, Pops. I really, both on behalf of myself, Suzanne, we really appreciate that. Really, honestly, this is the best community I've ever been associated with. I love all you guys and gals. You've been nothing but spectacular, taking care of our channels, watching us, helping us build our communities, our families. I mean, it's wonderful. So really, if I haven't had a chance to ever thank everyone for that, I really do at this point. I do want to say thank you. And your prayers are much needed. Your love and support, of course, always needed. As for our channel, tomorrow, I think Gorilla's going to help me. We're taking our date, day, night, whatever, tomorrow, Suzanne and I. But afterwards, we'll probably still have plenty of time to do our 10:30 p.m. live stream. Gorilla's going to help me out because we're going to cover we're going to do a special stream as an experiment. We're going to go ahead and move up the Star Trek fan film review from Saturday to Wednesday night. And we're going to, watch and do a watch party, kind of just, go through it like we do with Walton's, for Prelude to Axanar and for the Unification, which Otoy had put out, the 8-minute thing. That'll be Wednesday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll get started right around that time. And then Thursday, Gorilla, are you still doing your night court on Thursday?
Yeah, but we won't have a song for that because I have to find a new generator.
Oh, okay. All right, well, there's that. But I have moved up my 2 episode review of 18 to Friday. So instead of Thursday at 1:00 because we're meeting a special friend, Travel with Lisa MH. She's going to come into town. She has friends and relatives here in Toronto. We're going to meet her at the airport. We're going to spend a day with her. We might even shoot some video. That would be nice. We'll see if that happens. If it doesn't, no big deal. But at least we get to meet someone who's on the other side of the computer. So that's very cool. And Larry knows about it too. So should be fun. So that's Thursday. But so Friday, we'll move it up to 1 p.m. Eastern, where we'll do our 2-episode review to end the week, for A-Team. And then Saturday, I am with Sif Dan, with his show from 2 to 4 p.m., his Pacific Coast time, as a co-host, which I'm very lucky to be. And then I also sometimes hang out with our friend Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf, and also Curtis Selby, our Tired Midnight Blogger brother. And she does, lots of watch parties, and interviews. And sometimes she does some podcasts. And I've been blessed to be a part of those. And I tell you, she's a great person. And make sure you check out her channel. So that's everything that's going on. And for now, for the Mikeys Sport channel, remember, always expect the unexpected.
All right, thank you.
I just want to ask you, Mikey, quickly. Is that going to be a watch party for the Star Trek fan films tomorrow night?
I would like it to be. Because they're not very long. They're not very long.
I haven't got any links or anything yet from you, so I'm just wondering what's going on.
Well, I'm going to send 2 to you. I got a list of people I send things, so I can send those 2 to you, 2 to Gorilla, so he can help me on Wednesday night if he wants. I'll send 2 to Larry. I'll send 2 to my friends Scott, who's Anchorman, and also Eli, because I know he wanted to see it. So I want to send him copies tonight. I have a lot of stuff to do. Plus, I still have to do my webcam stream on Get Smart. I have to do that in about 25 minutes from now. So I got to do that. I told people I would do it early tonight or in the morning because we're leaving to go and have our lunch and then go see a movie tomorrow, and then we have to go to bed early. Yeah. Right? So I think Wednesday night is only going to be like 2 hours at most because we need to leave here early to get to the airport to meet.
Well, the Star Trek stuff shouldn't take more than about 30 minutes anyway. So
yeah, I know. But
if you could send me a link tonight, because I would kind of like to rewatch those while I'm eating my pizza, because I got a pizza.
Sure.
I'm going to throw in the oven in about half an hour.
I will forward that to you guys.
Because I got to crash early tomorrow too, because normally I've got my streams on from 12 to 7 p.m. because you're starting at 7:30 p.m. my time. So I got that set, but I just remembered tomorrow's the last day of the month, and I owe a bunch of money to Income Tax Canada because I made too much money last year, so now I owe those bastards a bunch of money. And the income tax lady that prepared my income tax this year said you got to pay them by the end of the month. So I want to get that money. I got to drive over to the bank and pay it there because that's the only way I can pay it, I guess, really. So
Gorilla, what have you got coming up?
All right, tomorrow me and LDG are gonna have a one-on-one here. There's some stuff you wanted to talk out and stuff, so we're gonna do a one-on-one tomorrow. It's kind of gonna be a test stream for my new computer.
Hey, Gorilla, will that interfere with the 10:30 thing? Because if it will,
we should be done by then. I'll send it early. We'll do it early enough.
All right.
Then then Thursday we'll have night court, no Waltons on Friday, and possibly no Terminator 4 on Sunday, depending on what time I get back from the cities and how tired I am.
Well, if you want to delay it, I'm happy with that because the next one is Salvation, and that's not exactly the best Terminator movie per se.
Just for that, it gets an automatic A just because you don't like it.
That'll be perfect because that gives me the motivation to take my computer in Friday morning because I'll be missing nothing on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So that's probably good timing.
Well, I mean, No, I mean, we'll see Terminator Salvation. I'm
No,
sure.
but it sounds
But there's
like
only 6 movies in the whole franchise, so
there's nothing much going on this weekend, so I might take my machine in finally. Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea. Yeah, sure.
So with that, everyone have a good night. And thank you, Scurry, for putting the link in there for me. I did make
Oh
Kirk
yeah,
the
thank
moderator.
you, Scary.
So with that,
Yeah.
everyone have a good night. Remember to be a gorilla.
Thanks to you,